Eppex, go ahead.
So, thanks for coming, everyone. I always love this time of year. You motherfuckers actually sit still for 5 minutes and line up properly. Which is great, but I guess we're here to commemorate the fallen soldiers of the Australian and New Zealand Army. For Gallipoli. Man, I'm really not very good with the history, to be honest with you. Also, I'd just like to thank everyone. I've been in charge for 2 years now. The clan's not doing so great at the moment, but thanks for coming anyway. That's about it for me. Sorry, I never usually plan a speech on these kind of things. But we've got Bob here, he's going to say a few things. Thanks, gentlemen.
No mai haere mai. If you're wondering why I'm here, I'm part of the 28th PAR Battalion. And 28th is based on the real World War II Māori battalion, which was put into combat in World War II. There was one in World War I, but 28th was the World War II one. And they were pretty much first made because segregation was still kind of a thing. But they fought between 1941 and 1945. They fought in Crete, Greece, North Africa, and Italy. And at the peak, there was throughout the whole service, there was 3,600 men who served in the 28th Māori Battalion in World War II. And their sacrifice will not be in vain, as they brought us freedom and democracy for the world. Thank you. Whoever's next would like to speak, go ahead.
You know, I'll go ahead and say something. I just want to say thank you everyone for coming out. This is the first time I've ever organized anything like this, and I'm pretty proud of the showing. We've got a decent amount of people here, and thank you guys.
Yeah, special thanks to StoneMason too for his effort lately, lads. The game's pulled us to quite a dark time. I'm pretty sure you guys can see the complication in just loading a fucking squad into a truck with explosives is just really difficult lately. StoneMason's been there for everyone, kept everything moving. I even see some new faces around, which is good stuff. But we are going to come up with a plan and keep the group together and keep the game moving. There is another Discord that some of us have got for other games and stuff, so you're more than welcome to ask us about it and things like that. If you still want to kick it with the group, but Foxhole's not looking so good for you. But I'll always be here, and I'm pretty sure people like StoneMason, Cap Pluto, Hamzushi, Otato, Noiwi, they'll always be around. Kelvin, Kala. Yeah, that's about all I wanted to say. Alright, we will remember our guns. We ready for this? Right, stop.
Right. Guns, chaps.
Alright,
Okay.
fire in 3,
Alright.
2, 1.
Reload.
Reload.
2, ready.
1 is ready.
Ready.
4 is ready.
5 is ready.
7's ready.
All ready?
Alright, fire. Fire.
Alright, firing in 3, 2, 1.
Reload.
Reload.
I don't have a shell.
1 loaded.
2 ready.
3,
I don't have a shell.
4 ready.
5.
Alvin,
Yeah,
can I
it's
get
not
that
ready.
shell?
Alright,
I don't have a shell, so I don't have
Fire.
a shell.
fire.
Oh my fucking god.
1.
Sanitator, Sanitator, put it in.
I
He's loaded up.
literally asked for it. Okay.
5 ready.
Oh,
1 is ready.
my fault.
2
I didn't know.
ready.
Firing
Right.
in 3. Everyone firing in 3, 2, 1.
Hell yeah.
That was fucking perfect.
Yeah. Good job, lads. Good job.
Well,
Do we have
thank you all
does
for
that
coming
conclude
out.
ceremonies?
Yes.
It's kind of an impromptu recording, but I felt it important to kind of discuss this just because this has been a tradition for how many years now?
3.
This
This
will
is
be
the 3rd year.
This will be the third year in a row for the ANZAC Day celebration. What was the impetus for doing this in Foxhole, for holding an in-game ceremony for the real-life ANZAC forces?
Oh, I guess it just kind of goes along with just the name of the clan, really. The original founder, he was quite patriotic and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And Eppexwun, being the leader of ANZAC, I guess it was particularly important for you to accentuate that. Was there ever any thought of skipping a year, maybe? But it seems like you've always come around back to it, right?
Nah, not really. I mean, yeah, I've never thought of skipping a year. I've never really put much effort into the speeches, I must say. I think that's part of how my command works, though. I'm quite spontaneous with speaking. But yeah, I'm probably not a good person to interview, bro. Fucking everything's so chill with me half the time, man.
That's all right.
I don't really have anything
That's how it is.
interesting to say half the time, brother.
That's how it is. That's how it is. But yeah, so I heard a little bit in some of the speeches that ANZAC may not be necessarily booming right now as a regiment. Correct me if I'm wrong, but regardless, you still make it out to do this every year, every ANZAC Day.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I guess yeah, the game's put us in some strange situations, I guess, with with attendance of players and whatnot. But yeah, I don't. We're one of the biggest 5, I guess, for a couple of wars there.
I remember seeing ANZAC quite often for a string of wars, and popping in and out. But I guess the French took over here in the year 2021, which personally I'm excited for. But maybe ANZAC will have their day in the sun again.
Yeah, I guess it's a little bit off topic. I'm not too sure what's going to happen with some of the older clans. There's, I don't know. It's got to have gotten a lot harder for them too, because a lot of their their doctrines will be all out the window and stuff. It's a little bit what's happened to us, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
The
Well,
new
times change.
mechanics of the game in there.
But
Yeah, the game's changed a lot.
yeah, but the traditions don't, such as ANZAC Day. So actually, StoneMason, I believe you were in charge of organizing this year's efforts, and you actually reached out to me and the PressCorps for this, which I really appreciate you doing. How were you daunted at all by the thought of trying to organize a seven-gun salute and making sure people don't kill each other, and operational safety and trolling and all that?
Yeah, I was at first, and I was up until the we actually got everything together and had the whole group there and got it done. I really thought it was going to be quite the task, but I figured that it'd be like any other task, and if I just put my mind to it, I'd be able to get it done.
Because Cap, like, tell me, or no, sorry, not Cap, Stone, like, what is kind of ANZAC's kind of operating procedure in terms of just in the battlefield in general? What's their specialty, or just kind of more of just like a spirit of corps just around the ANZAC identity?
I would say that, well, first off, I'd say that's probably a better question for Eppix, because he's usually the one on the front lines, and I handle most of the building and logistics of the clan. Like, I do storm cannon bases usually.
Yeah, I guess
I've quite. If you play with me, I like to play, like hardline infantry stuff, stormtrooping stuff, just I don't know, all the hard shit that most players don't usually like doing, I guess. Elite crazy infantry. And then we also have, like, we've always done like a logi department to help contribute as well.
Partisaning is another thing that ANZAC kind of specializes in. Pretty much everyone in the clan either fights on the front lines or they're out partisaning, and if they're not doing either of those things, then they're helping me build the clan base for the war or out doing logistics.
Now I know BobSemple the 28th PA. You mentioned in your speech that despite not being in ANZAC, you do make it a point to come out to these ceremonies. You mentioned it in your speech. Can you accentuate again as to why you make it out for these things?
I was in ANZAC to start with, but 28th is, I don't know if you know, but the native population of New Zealand are Māori, and 28th was their battalion. And one day when I cut up, I was in ANZAC, but let's be honest, I wasn't around for clan ops. So I found my own thing, 28th PAR, which is, if you don't know PAR, many people have asked me Pennsylvania, and I'm like, nah. And the literal translation is fort, I'm pretty sure, because the Māori population made these forts out of pretty much sticks and massive trenches and all that. But I guess I come to them because 28th is part of ANZAC Day, I guess, like, because people are remembered from any part of military service from New Zealand and Australia, and 28th battalion.
It's indigenous representation, sounds like.
Yeah, I guess it is, because those are my, what was it? Then I think it was not as segregated as America, nowhere near, but there was still bits of segregation, and I forgot the guy's name, but I know he's on the $50 New Zealand note, or the $100 New Zealand note. I want to say his name, but I'll butcher the pronunciation, so I'm not gonna. But he made a Māori battalion and encouraged.
Yeah, those guys are insane, Bob. Fucking what was it? I was listening to YouTube. It was like a 5 and 7 casualty rate.
Yeah, they were pretty. Rommel was quoted to saying, "If I had a division of Māori, I could take the Suez Canal within a week."
Yeah, it's just the war culture. They believe in.
The Māori is a very big war culture. What I know, but I don't know a lot about it. But it interests the whole war culture of the Māori thing is what interests me. Most of their history, but yeah.
Well, it's actually really exciting just to see. I actually didn't realize the 28th's role in this as a kind of sort of an indigenous approach, kind of like kind of a joint operation. These ANZAC days. That's actually really interesting.
Most of our members are New Zealand and Australia, but we have a lot of. To be honest, we have Asians, Americans, Brit. Well, I'm a Brit, but I'm in New Zealand. But we have lots of people in our group, but we all come together and we dig trenches at the front line. No matter how many people say, "I don't like your trench," I try to at least encourage people to make a good trench and don't just spam them. Make a trench with a purpose. That's what I do on the front mostly.
Now
that's what I do on the front.
Now, Cap Pluto, you're part of the officer corps as a lieutenant colonel in ANZAC, and Korean Melon, you're part of the Penal Battalion. Is that correct? That's what I'm reading. on
The
Discord
penal
link.
battalion
Yeah.
has been a little bit of a ongoing joke within the clan. Basically, whenever someone in the clan does something a little weird or just as a little joke, we just shove them in the penal battalion.
Okay.
It's just a little, haha, you did that, now you get punished with this, which isn't really a punishment. Doesn't really do much.
Well, you know what, Cap? I'd like to hear your from your point of view, just where ANZAC lies in the Foxhole zeitgeist, and how considering the kind of the cultural shifts we're seeing with various generations going in and out of the war, and through the various updates, and through the French player explosion, for instance, but many other things, really. What's your take on where ANZAC lies right now?
Well, I can't give too much of a solid opinion from the in-game perspective, because I've kind of shifted my role as more of a secretary of the clan, since I've played the game in a while.
Yeah.
But I can say that as time has gone on and the game keeps changing, a lot of the veterans of the clan have lost interest in playing the game, which is part of the reason why ANZAC as a whole isn't as big as we used to be, because we had a really huge player base back in the day. But since the game's playing, some people don't like the updates, and they've just lost interest in the game.
Well, it's just just the fact that you still, all of you still make it out to hold these ceremonies, take the time to set it up. You got to make the shells yourself, I'm assuming. Those are all. Stone? Are these all homegrown shells, all ANZAC shells?
Yeah. You know what's funny is I actually, after I got off work today, all the stuff that was used in the ceremony I farmed today.
Right. Yeah. There you go. That's a sign of true dedication to the. It wouldn't be as special if you just took it from the public stockpile, would it?
Yeah.
No, but really, it was a fantastic ceremony. Obviously, some idiosyncrasies, and maybe it didn't go quite picture perfect. But just the fact that you gentlemen still come out to do these things in honor of something that happened there in real life. Us in the PressCorps, we like to pay tribute to a lot of the war journalists that served in the real world, even though we have all of our silly little things, and seeing it here for the real life ANZAC, real life men and women of the ANZAC group is really fascinating when you really step back and look at it. So Epex, I don't know if you had any. I know you're a man of few words, but do you have any closing thoughts for us here?
We'll be back, man. We'll be back. People love Australians. People love coming to the clan, playing with us. I think we're like majority non-Australian now, to be honest with you. We were Big Five. We'll get back there again, I promise. How about that for final words?
All right.
I also had something I want to say at the end. This is the first time we've actually been interviewed after one of our ANZAC Day ceremonies. In the previous years, I was the driving force of actually running the day, but I wasn't the only one that drove the
Boys
force.
that trench.
Sadly, the other people that helped in making the other ceremonies, they can't be here to take the interview with us.
Sure.
Some of them have moved on. But from my outlook of organizing the previous years, I believe StoneMason did a bloody good job this year. Congratulations to him.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, thank you so much. The ANZAC Regiment celebrating their real-life counterparts in this silly little thing we call Foxhole.
I wanted to add one more thing at the end too. I was really happy about this turnout. I didn't expect so many old members that haven't played in months, even over a year, to hop on and join in on the ceremony for ANZAC Day. And I feel like it's important just because we share the name ANZAC with the real men and women that fight in real life. So I feel like it's just like, I don't know, just the right thing to do since we share their name with them.
For sure. But yes, Gentlemen of the ANZAC regiment in Foxhole, celebrating their real-life counterparts in this silly little MMO that we play. But gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Have a good night, Jeff.
We'll be back next year.
Now.
No, it wasn't bad.
I think that's. You think that's
Good
as good as
enough.
we're
We
gonna
won't get
get?
any better.
That's the best we
I
can
think
do.
that's the best one we're gonna get.
That's probably
You
the
can't
best
do
you can
better
do
than
with this
Honestly,
game.
Can't do better.
I'm
than
sure
that.
there was a single second in there where all of us were looting at the same time.
Oh god.
I feel like
I think that's our cue to leave.
I'm hungry for
No, hey, hold on.
I'm this is gonna
Run! You're gonna chop her off. You're gonna chop her off.
The commander! Protect the commander!
Geoffrey Jennings live in the field, absolute pandemonium. I'm getting the fuck out of here. The war crime bicycle is here.
Jeffrey, get in! Jeffrey, get in the truck!
Bob,
Jeffrey, get in the truck!
No!
Jeffrey, get in the truck, we'll save you!
Also, who is Philippe?
He's bleeding! No, we get it. Okay, Jeffrey, I'll carry you on my shoulders, don't worry, I'll carry you to the back line. Don't murder
Boris is
Jeffrey!
literally.
I'll cover you. Come on, get up.
Jeffrey, I'll carry you, Jeffrey.
I'm getting run over, I can't do anything.
I am bleeding now.
Oh god, someone locked the truck.
We gotta
Uh-oh. Run!
This is great. Oh no! Damn it!
Get the light. Bob.
No, please die.